In the vast stretches of time, ancient China unfurls like a delicate scroll this land where dragon myths were born. Rugged mountain ranges reach towards the heavens, their peaks dusted with the first snow of winter. Endless terraced rice fields cascade down like green waves, their beauty a testament to centuries of agriculture and harmony with nature. Majestic rivers, the lifelines of civilizations, meander through the landscapes, nourishing everything in their path. Their waters, clear and reflective, tell tales of emperors, poets, and philosophers. Beside these rivers, grand cities rise, their walls fortified by bricks and stories. Within these walls, narrow alleys wind mysteriously, each turn an invitation to a hidden tale. Yet, amidst these grand structures and sprawling landscapes, it is the simple moments that capture the heart. A tea vendor meticulously pouring a brew, ensuring not a single leaf is out of. Children flying kites, their colors contrasting the azure sky, a symbol of dreams taking flight. Elders gather under ancient banyan trees, playing games of strategy and wit, while recounting legends of heroes and heroines who shaped their world. It is in such a time, in such a land, that our story unfolds, a narrative that goes beyond battles and bravery, touching the very soul of humanity and challenging the definitions set by society. Before we tuck you in tonight, voyagers of the night sky, we have a small but crucial request. As your eyelids grow heavy and the soothing tones of sleepy voyagers guide you to the realm of dreams, remember the peace, serenity, and comfort that we bring to you every night, just as a lighthouse guides lost ships. In the darkness, your reviews help other restless dreamers find their way to us. By leaving a review and sharing your thoughts on your experience, you are reaching out to other insomniacs lost in the night, guiding them towards restful sleep. Take a moment before you drift away to click on the Leave a Review button on your podcast app. Help us extend our galaxy of tranquility to all those who seek the solace of sound sleep. And once you've done that, feel free to slip back under the covers of our sleep stories, ready to be whisked away on another sleepy voyage. Remember, your stars light the way for others. Every review, every rating helps us create a bigger, more beautiful universe of peace and rest. Welcome to ancient China, a world of wonder wisdom, nestled amidst the embracing arms of ancient mountains, lay a quaint hamlet known by many as the Village of Blossom. Every corner of this village told a story of timelessness. The homes built of time-worn timber and thatch stood proudly like guardians of traditions passed down through countless generations. Majestic willow trees danced to the whims of the gentle winds, casting playful shadows upon serene water ponds. The water's surface at times became a canvas, mirroring the sky's moods from dawn's blush to twilight's mysterious veil. Delicate footbridges arched over murmuring streams, where koi fish painted the waters with their vibrant hues, creating a tapestry of motion and color. Every morning, the village woke up to the distant chimes of temple bells and the sweet aroma of jasmine and chrysanthemum. Children's laughter harmonized with the songs of returning fishermen, their bamboo hats nodding in rhythm to tales of the day's catch. Markets teemed with the vibrant energy of barter and exchange, stalls brimming with spices, silks, and scrolls of wisdom. At the village's heart stood an ancient pagoda, its eaves curling skyward like the protective embrace of a wise elder. It was within this embrace that young Mulan grew, her spirit absorbing the melodies and stories swirling around her. The Village of Blossoms was not just a place, it was a symphony of life, history, and dreams, where every stone, every petal, and every whisper held the magic of timeless tales in a time where the world moved to the rhythm of nature. In a village named after its blossoming trees lived Mulan. She was not just another face in the crowd. Her spirit stood out as radiant and unpredictable as a comet crossing the night sky, even in her early years. Mulan's heart danced to a beat of its own, leading her often away from the well-trodden paths of her village, while other children listened to stories of ancient legends. Mulan, she was a keen observer, gathering snippets of wisdom and courage from every tale she heard. But her true passion lay hidden from the world. As the sun would retreat, casting long shadows over the rice fields, Mulan would steal away to her secret spot. This wasn't a place for quiet reflection or to escape the bustling life of her village. It was where she honed skill few knew she had. With swift moves, she would practice combat, mimicking the soldiers she had watched from afar. Every strike, every defense, every footstep was a dance of power and grace. The cool breeze would carry away her focused exhales as her silhouette, armed with a wooden sword, would dance against the backdrop of twilight. Her training was self-taught, born from a blend of innate talent and sheer determination. While her village slept under the blanket of stars, the village's usual tranquility was disrupted one fateful morning. A royal emissary atop a chestnut steed entered the village carrying an ornate scroll bearing the emperor's seal. Children ceased their games, merchants halted their trades, and every eye turned to the town square. With great ceremony, the emissary unfurled the scroll and began to read the proclamation. The emperor's decree was clear. The nation faced threats from invaders, and every family was to provide one man of fighting aid to join the imperial army. A murmur of anxiety spread among the villagers. For many, the decree meant sending their sons, brothers, or husbands to face the perils of war. For the Hua family, this posed a particular challenge. The patriarch, Mulan's father, was a seasoned warrior, but his body bore the scars and pains of previous battles. His warrior days were behind him, yet the edict did not excuse the elderly or the infirm. Mulan watched her father's face, etched with worry and resignation, as he considered his limited option. The weight of responsibility pressed on her heart. Despite being shielded from the news, whispers of the decree reached every corner of the village. At the Hua household, the familiar hum of family life was replaced by hushed conversations and the clinking of armor. Mulan's mother held her father's old armor, its metal cold and unyielding, its history marked by dents and scratches from previous wars. To send an aged warrior into battle was not just hard, wrenching. It was a near certain death sentence. In this moment, tradition, honor, and familial duty intersected, casting a shadow over the Hua household, and in many ways over the entire village. The village, under a cloak of midnight, was hushed and tranquil, with the pale moon casting ethereal glows on rooftops. Amidst this serenity, whispers of ancient tales echoed in her mind, tales of valor, of sacrifices, of those who stepped forward when others stepped back. Inside, a turmoil raged, a tempest of emotions, duty, love, fear, courage. With every heartbeat, the weight of her family's honor pulsed, its rhythm syncing with the age. Old drums of war she had heard in tales. The aged armor of her father, a testament to battles fought and won, lay silent in the corner, its metal cool to touch, yet its history burnt with fervor and memories. Taking a deep breath, she made her decision. Silently, she reached for shears, their sharp blades gleaming ominously, locks of hair, symbols of her femininity and the life she knew, garbed in her father's armor. She felt its weight, not just of the metal, but of responsibility, of legacy. She penned a note, its words, a mix of apology, love, and promise, placing it delicately beside her sleeping parents, with family sword strapped securely to her side. She stepped out, the cool night air embracing her newfound determination. Behind her, the village continued its slumber, oblivious to the monumental journey about to begin. In the distance, the path lay illuminated by the gentle glow of the moon, beckoning her to a destiny that would forever intertwine with legend. In the heart of ancient China, the journey of one young woman stood as a testament to resilience and defiance against established norms. Mulan, dressed in her father's armor, embarked on a journey laden with perils beyond the battles she would face. Each step taken was not just on the rough terrains, but also across the treacherous lands, of maintaining an identity that wasn't truly hers. Wearing armor was one thing, bearing the weight of a secret was another. It wasn't just about the clank of the metal or the tightness of the boots. It was about every eye that scanned her, every voice that addressed her, every instance that demanded her response. Every morning, as the sun peaked over the horizon, she would tighten her armor, ensuring not a glint of her true self shone through. The camp was a place of camaraderie, of laughter, jests, and roughhousing. But for Mulan, it was a dance of calculated moves. She observed how the soldiers spoke, the deep timbre of their voices, the way they sat, laughed, and even how they walked, adjusting her stride, moderating her tone, and curbing her instincts became a daily ritual. The communal baths posed a particular challenge. She would often find reasons to stay away or visit when she knew it would be deserted. At times, the whispers of doubts would creep in, threatening to expose her, but her resolve stood unshaken. Her purpose was her shield, and her love for her family was her guiding star. In the quiet moment, under the canopy of stars, she would touch the locket that held a piece of home, a reminder of why she bore the weight of the armor and the secret it concealed. But even in this dance of deception, Mulan's heart remained true. Mulan's first steps into the military camp were ones of apprehension. The vast expanse of tents and bustling soldiers was a world she had only glimpsed from a distance. The weight of her father's armor pressed on her, not just physically, but as a constant reminder of the enormous shoes she had to fill. With every unfamiliar gaze that met her eyes, she felt the need to stand taller. Yet, underneath the stern gazes and gruff voices, the camp was a place of camaraderie. Friendships formed over shared meals, stories exchanged around flickering campfires, and bonds forged in the heat of rigorous training. Day by day, Mulan immersed herself in this new life. She began to understand the rhythm of the drills, the dance of combat, the song of strategy. There were moments of stumbling, moments when the sword felt too heavy or the moves too intricate, but with every fall there was a rise. Her fellow soldiers began to notice not the falterings, but the unwavering spirit behind them. In the heart of the training grounds, respect wasn't granted by birth or status. It was earned by sweat and perseverance. Mulan's resilience began to carve out a space for her. What started as silent nods of acknowledgement from her peers soon transformed into vocal affirmations of respect. In this melting pot of backgrounds and abilities, Mulan's presence began to shine, not as an oddity, but as an embodiment of determination. Leadership, often perceived as a trait you're born with, revealed itself to be a flame kindled by one's actions. Mulan, with her unique blend of compassion and courage, started to emerge as a beacon for many. She led not with a booming voice, but with a conviction that resonated deeply with her fellow soldiers. Stories began to circulate of the young warrior who would stay behind after drills to help the stragglers, of the silent figure who would meditate under the moonlight, seeking wisdom from the stars. In a world dominated by men, Mulan's influence expanded, not because she tried to be one of them, but because she brought her unique perspective and strengths to the forefront. As the months passed, she moved from the peripheries to the very heart of strategies and plans. From a nameless face in a sea of soldiers, Mulan had evolved, embodying the essence of a leader who breaks boundaries and defies expectations. It was a time when the weight of the snow, the skies were grey, and a chilling wind seemed to carry whispers of battles yet to be fought. Mulan's battalion found itself at the foot of a towering mountain range. The peaks, disappearing into the clouds. The opposing army was perched higher up, their silhouettes stark against the snow, like ink stains on a blank parchment. Every soldier knew the strategic disadvantage of their position, held below in the icy clutches of the terrain. They were exposed, vulnerable. Mulan, however, looked beyond the immediate threat. She observed the thick snow that covered the mountain's face, a blanket waiting to be dislodged. An idea began to form, one that would require precision, bravery, and the trust of her comrades. She remembered a technique from her village, a simple yet effective method used to prevent avalanches by triggering them at chosen moments. If they could cause a controlled avalanche, they could use the might of nature against their foes. Gathering a small team, they scaled the slippery slopes under the cloak of night, their mission to position themselves and create a loud disturbance, dislodging the snow. The biting cold nipped at their fingers, and every footstep risked drawing the enemy's attention. Yet, with determination burning in her eyes, Mulan led the way, and then, in a moment of synchronized effort, they succeeded. The avalanche that ensued was both terrifying and awe-inspiring. A torrent of white rushed down, consuming everything in its path, yet sparing Mulan's battalion below. The opposing army, taken by surprise, found themselves scattered and disoriented. This tactical masterstroke not only leveled the playing field, but also tilted the balance of the war in their favor. Mulan's ingenuity showcased not only her strategic mind, but also her ability to see opportunities where others saw obstacles. It was a testament to the idea that sometimes thinking differently and embracing unconventional solutions can lead to victory against overwhelming odds. In the heart of a battle-scarred terrain, amidst the clamor of swords and shields, a moment arose that would change Mulan's journey forever. She had valiantly defended her comrades, her swift sword moves deflecting enemy blows with precision, earning admiration from friend and foe alike. Yet, fate has a curious way of unfolding. During one skirmish, an enemy blade found its mark, leaving a gash on Mulan's arm, a wound that demanded immediate attention. Away from the battlefield's front line, the camp's healer came to her aid, but in the process of tending to her wound, Mulan's true identity was inadvertently exposed. The camp, which once echoed with laughter and camaraderie, was suddenly charged with whispers and surreptitious glances. Soldiers who once saw her as a brother in arms now grappled with a reality they hadn't fathomed. The legend they admired was a woman. Their initial shock gave way to a storm. Betrayal because they felt deceived. Admiration for her unmatched bravery and skill. Confusion as the societal norms they had grown up with were now being challenged right before their eyes. Yet, in this whirlwind of emotions, a profound question arose, not just for the soldiers, but for all of humanity. Why do societal expectations and boundaries define our perception of bravery? Bravery knows no gender, no societal label. It is the heart's fire, and Mulan's heart burned brighter than most. The battalion's reactions became a mirror, reflecting back an age, old conundrum, old societal norms versus individual truths. In that singular moment, Mulan stood not just as a warrior, but as an emblem of breaking barriers and defying expectations. The journey from the war front to her village seemed shorter than Mulan remembered. Perhaps it was the weight lifted off her shoulders, or the pull of familial love that hastened her footsteps. Every step she took was infused with a blend of relief and anticipation, yet with every closer stride to the village, she felt a pang of nervousness, wondering if they would see her as the daughter who left or the warrior who returned. The village itself seemed unchanged, as if suspended in time. Children played in the fields, and the familiar tune of a lute floated in the air, evoking memories of her childhood. But it wasn't just the unchanged scenes that awaited her. Word had traveled faster than she could, turning her homecoming into an event of celebration. The usually calm streets now burst with color and laughter. Elderly women hung lanterns, their hands steady, their smiles filled with pride. Young men practiced their drum beats, creating rhythms that echoed the beating of her heart. The village children, their eyes wide with wonder, whispered tales of a warrior who defied all odds, little realizing she was closer than they thought. And in the midst of this stood the Hua household, her parents older, wearier, but their eyes searching and hopeful. The reunion was silent, words insufficient to convey the depth of emotion. It was a hug, a tear, a knowing look. The village gathered around, their voices rising in a celebratory song, honoring Mulan's bravery and her sacrifice. This wasn't just a celebration of Mulan's return, but a recognition of her boundary-breaking spirit. It was a testimony to the belief that legends are not born but made, shaped by choices, courage, and unwavering determination. Mulan's story wasn't just her own. It was a reflection of every person who dared to challenge norms, to stand up for what's right, and to rewrite their destiny, and as night draped the village, with stars shining bright, the tales of Mulan's valor were sung, whispered, and passed down, ensuring her legacy lived on, inspiring many more to break boundaries and defy expectations. In ancient China, the canvas of society was painted with clear brushstrokes defining roles and responsibilities for each individual. In this rigid framework, a woman's primary responsibility lay within the confines of her household. Mulan, however, was a gust of wind that refused to be confined. From the annals of history, her story rises not merely as an anecdote of courage, but as a glaring contradiction to societal norms. For a woman to don armor, it wasn't just a mere act of valor, but an audacious breaking of invisible walls. Each clink of her armor, each step she took outside her home towards the battlefield, was a resounding echo against the walls of tradition. Her journey wasn't just against external enemies, it was a silent revolution against deep-seated beliefs. Every society, every era builds walls. These walls are often not made of bricks and mortar, but of expectations, norms, and silent judgments. Mulan's story reminds us that while some walls are built to protect, others are built to confine. The question then isn't about the existence of these walls, but about which ones we choose to break and which ones we choose to scale. Just as Mulan's armor became a symbol of her defiance, each one of us wears our own metaphorical armor. Sometimes breaking boundaries isn't about grand gestures, but about everyday decisions, small acts of resistance, and choosing authenticity over conformity. The legend of Mulan serves as a beacon, illuminating the power of individual choices in the face of societal expectation. In the tapestry of history, threads like Mulan's weave patterns of change, leading societies into new eras of understanding and acceptance. By challenging the status quo, Mulan redefined what it meant to be a daughter, a soldier, and a hero. She didn't just fight for her family's honor. She fought for every individual confined by the walls of expectation. Through her story, we learn the significance of introspection, of identifying the walls in our lives, and the courage it takes to redefine or dismantle them. For in every act of breaking barriers, there lies an invitation to the world to evolve, to understand, and to grow beyond its confine. Within the tapestry of history, individual threads often stand out, shining brightly against the backdrop of time. Mulan was such a thread. She wasn't a general with vast legions at her command or a powerful monarch with a kingdom to rule. She was a daughter determined to save her family's honor. One decision made under the weight of familial love and societal duty changed the course of an entire war. It wasn't just her martial skills or her leadership that made a difference. It was her courage, her resilience, her determination. Imagine being in a situation where the stakes were so high, where every move might be a misstep, leading to discovery and potentially dire consequences. Yet, despite those insurmountable odds, Mulan persevered. The actions of one person can set off a cascade of events, like a single pebble creating ripples across a vast lake. Mulan's story reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming challenges, individual acts can reshape destinies. She shifted the very fabric of her society's expectations, not just as a woman, but as a beacon of hope and resilience. It's a testament to the incredible impact one soul can have on the world around them. For every listener, Mulan's journey resonates with the idea that their individual choices, no matter how small, hold immense power. Each act, each decision is a potential catalyst for change, for growth, for transformation. In our lives, we too possess the power of one, the strength to influence and inspire. Mulan's legend encourages all to recognize that inherent power within and use it wisely, passionately, and with heart. Imagine a serene landscape, untouched by time and unfazed by the noise of the world. Before you stretches a vast, tranquil lake, its surface so smooth it resembles a flawless mirror. This lake mirrors the peace that resides within you, a peace that is often clouded by the busyness of life. Each ripple on its surface is a memory of Mulan's journey, reflecting her moments of courage, resilience, and self-discovery. Gently allow your mind to wander to the edges of the lake, where tall, sturdy pine trees stand, their roots deeply entrenched into the earth. Like these trees, you too have roots, ones that ground you and remind you of your inherent strength. From a distance, you can spot the humble abode of Mulan, nestled safely among the trees, with wisps of smoke escaping from its chimney. The aroma of freshly brewed tea fills the air, inviting you to take a seat by her side. In this quiet moment, with the world still, allow yourself to merge with the environment. Let the lake's calm waters wash over any of your day's stresses, and let the strength of the pine trees remind you of your own strength. Remember that, just as Mulan found her inner harmony amidst chaos, you too possess the power to find tranquility. Breathe in deeply, taking in the serenity of this scene, and exhale slowly, releasing any tension you might be holding on to. You are here, safe and enveloped in the peace of this timeless place. In ancient times, as the sun dipped below the horizon, villages would settle into a tranquil hush. The world of Mulan, with its echoing mountains and whispering winds, would embrace the night with every story we share. We journey together, unraveling tales of courage, hope. Tonight, we walked alongside Mulan, a beacon of resilience and defiance against societal norms. Her story reminds us that every nightfall is followed by a dawn. As the world outside your window quiets, let your thoughts settle like the settling dust in Mulan's village after her triumphant return. The horizon holds the promise of another day, another story, and another chance to break boundaries and defy expectation. Embrace the peace that descends with the night, just as the ancient villages embraced their hero. Let the world of legends and dreams envelop you. May the spirit of Mulan watch over you. Good night.